As we continue to explore Northern California in our travel trailer, we'll continue to update you on our favorite Northern California dry campgrounds. Here's our updated 2025 list of our favorite Northern California dry campgrounds. And remember, a dry campground is a campground that doesn't have hookups, so there isn't water or electricity hookups at your site. These aren't sites that you'd find at an RV resort. They're normally in state parks or national forests. These sites are going to be larger, more private, but also have fewer amenities. So let's get started with our top 10. Number 10 is Burlington Campground in Humboldt Redwood State Park, which is in Whiot, California. Burlington Campground is packed with redwood trees, which makes it beautiful. It also does make it a little bit more difficult to park a trailer. The maximum trailer length at Burlington is 24 feet. This campground does not have a dump station or an RV water fill. There is drinking water available and flush toilets. If you'd like to see some redwood trees, if you'd like to visit the Avenue of the Giants, this is a great place to go. Our visit here was peaceful and relaxing, and we loved just sitting underneath the redwood trees hanging out. Number 9 is Pinecrest in Pinecrest, California. Pinecrest Campground has a maximum trailer length of 30 feet. There is a dump station available, but it is not inside of the campground. You do have to go down the main road just a bit. There is no RV water fill, but there is drinking water and flush toilets available. Pinecrest was a nice place to visit. It is right on a lake, so you can go and entertain yourself at the lake. There's also a trail, a hiking trail that goes all the way around the lake. And the hiking trail is dog friendly. The campsites were filled with pine trees, and it was a nice place to visit. Number 8 is Russian Gulch, which is a California state park in Mendocino, California. Russian Gulch has a maximum trailer length of 24 feet. There is no dump station, no RV water fill, but there is drinking water and flush toilets. Russian Gulch is a beautiful campground. The campground itself has beach access. You can walk right in the campground to go to a nice sandy beach. They also have lots of trails. Some of the trails are dog friendly, some of them are not. There is a fern trail. There's also a trail that you could take to see a sinkhole. Between the beach and the hiking, Russian Gulch offers a lot of fun activities just to do right at camp. Number 7 is MacKerricher, which is another California state park located in Fort Bragg, California. The maximum trailer length here is 35 feet, and there is a dump station. There is no RV water fill, but there is drinking water available and flush toilets. MacKerricher State Park is right on the coast. There's a nice boardwalk trail that you could take, and there's a spot on the trail that you could go down and see the tides, or you can keep going and do some whale or sea lion watching. The boardwalk trail is also dog friendly. Plus, this is right in the town of Fort Bragg, which offers a lot of fun activities. There's the skunk train, there's a botanical gardens that you could visit, there are other hiking trails, there's a great ice cream shop. There are lots of fun things to do at Fort Bragg. Number 6 is Sunset Union Valley Campground, which is in the El Dorado National Forest in Pollock Pines, California. The maximum trailer length at this campground is 31 feet. There is a dump station available, but there is no RV water fill. They do have drinking water available, and they have vault toilets, not flush toilets. Sunset Union Valley was a nice campground to stay at. They had several large sites, and the parking pads were all very nice. The campground is on a peninsula, so it's surrounded by a lake, and many of the loops and sites have access to the lake. Our site was not one of those, but it was easy just to go down to the boat ramp. There was a large parking lot and easy access to the lake. It was a fun lake to get to play in. And the sites themselves have lots of tall pine trees. So even though it was very hot while we were there, we did not feel that heat because it was very well shaded. Number 5 is Richardson Grove, which is a California state park in Garberville, California. The maximum trailer length for this campground is 24 feet. There is no dump station. There are spigots to fill up your RV water tank. There is also drinking water available and flush toilets. Richardson Grove is right in the middle of the redwood trees. There are lots of different trails that you could take there. There's even a trail you could take to see a cathedral tree and some old growth redwoods. It's also right on the Eel River. From the campground, you can walk to the river. This is a beautiful area to visit and was a very fun place to stay. Number 4 is Doran Beach, which is a Sonoma County regional park in Bodega Bay, California. The maximum trailer length at this campground is 44 feet. There is a dump station available, as well as an RV water fill station. There is also drinking water and flush toilets. Doran Beach Campground is on a jetty. So on one side of you is the Bodega Harbor and the other side is the bay. So you have water on both sides. The harbor can be fun to play around in during low tide. And the other side is a fun beach to play at. Now it does get very windy here. This is the windiest campground that we have ever camped at, but it's great to be right on the water. It's easy to carry sand toys, chairs, coolers, whatever you'd like, right from the trailer to the beach. And before we get into our top 3 dry campgrounds for 2025, I want to take a minute and go over 3 dry campgrounds that we're planning to try out this year. So we have not been to these places, so I can't say if they're going to be one of our favorites or not, but I wanted to share a couple of places that we plan to check out this year. The first is Dru Barner, which is in the El Dorado National Forest in Georgetown, California. This campground has a maximum trailer length of 25 feet. There is no dump station, no RV water fill, there is drinking water and flush toilets. This campground is right in gold country, and it's not far from the Marshall Gold Discovery State Park. During our stay there, we plan to visit the state park and learn more about the California Gold Rush. Another dry campground we plan to visit this year is Burney Falls, which is a California state park in Burney, California. The maximum trailer length at this campground is 32 feet. There is a dump station, no RV water fill station, but there is drinking water and flush toilets. Burney Falls is a very popular campground that people love to recommend to us, so we're excited to go check it out, and there is a nice large waterfall that should be a pretty easy hike. And then lastly, we plan to check out Manzanita Lake, which is in Lassen Volcanic National Park in Mineral, California. The maximum trailer length at this campground is 40 feet. There is a dump station available, no RV water fill station, but there is drinking water and flush toilets available seasonally. During our stay at Manzanita Lake, we plan to visit the Lassen Volcanic National Park and check out what that national park is all about. Okay, let's move on to our top 3 2025 Northern California dry campgrounds. Number 3 is Hendy Woods, which is a California state park in Philo, California. The maximum trailer length is 35 feet. There is a dump station. There is also an RV water fill station. There is also drinking water available and flush toilets available. Hendy Woods has been a favorite for our family since the first time we visited. We go there often and we really love the mixture of being under redwood trees and pine trees. It's always beautiful there. Every time of year is a great time to visit. They have a handful of trails there. You can do a discovery trail. There's also a trail where you could see some hermit huts. It is a state park, so none of the trails are dog friendly, but it's still a fun place to go. Number 2 is Donner Memorial, which is a California state park in Truckee, California. The maximum trailer length is 24 feet. There is no dump station at the campsite, though there is one at the Chevron, which is right next door. There are spigots to fill up your RV water tank. There is also drinking water available and flush toilets. We really enjoyed our stay at Donner Memorial State Park. The campground is right on Donner Lake, which is a nice little lake to go kayaking or paddle boarding or just get out and swim. When we were there, we were so impressed with how easy it was to go and find a nice private little area to spend some time out on the lake. There are also lots of trails around the campground, and most of them are dog-friendly. The campground also has a museum to learn about the Donner Party. Between the lake, the hiking trails, and the museum, there's a ton to do right at camp. But this campground is also located in Truckee. Truckee is a really fun town to go out and visit. Whether you want to go to a brewery or an ice cream shop, there's lots of little places to visit there, and it's fun to be so close to town. This is definitely a campground that's worth checking out. And our top campground this year is Elk Prairie in Redwoods National and State Park in Oric, California. This campground has a maximum trailer length of 24 feet. There is no dump station, no RV water fill. There is drinking water available and flush toilets. Elk Prairie is always at the top of our list because we really enjoy how quiet and peaceful it is there. Several sites are right on the Prairie Creek. Ours was one of them, and it was so much fun just to hop down to the creek and splash around in there. The campground also has absolutely beautiful trails. They are not dog-friendly, but there is a dog-friendly trail that you could take not too far from camp. This campground is also very close to Fern Canyon and Gold Bluffs Beach. Fern Canyon was an absolutely breathtaking place to check out and definitely worth visiting at least once. This campground was also close to the Trees of Mystery, which our whole family, including the dog, had a great time at. Between the beauty right at camp and all of the fun activities to do right near the campground, Elk Prairie really is an amazing place to stay. So that is our list this year of our favorite Northern California dry campgrounds, as well as 3 new ones that we plan to try this year. It's always hard to narrow this down, and it only gets more difficult each year as we continue to explore new places. If you think there's an amazing Northern California dry campground that I've left off of this list, please share it with us in the comments. I'd love to hear it. If you would like more information about any of these campgrounds that I mentioned, I will add links to blog articles for each of them in the video description. Those articles will go over all of the details as well as list out our favorite campsites that we found while we were at that campground. I hope this helped, and if it did, please subscribe. Thanks and happy camping.